Here are some of the things that we are using for my 4th grader this year, but not just what we are using, how we go about doing it, because I think that is really key in our approach with family style learning and this relaxed kind of approach to lifelong learning and habit training. So let me explain a little bit more to you. Well, in the mornings, my 9-year-old and I are usually the first ones awake. I am doing my own personal books, God books, devotionals in the morning, and then he has this one currently created for work. So I feel like I really need to show you this one before we move on. This is our healthy habits chart, and each of the boys has a way to like dry erase their chart after every day, but this helps them to see what they need to get done in the day, creating that habits of what our daily life should look like. So alone time with God, and then we might have some gap time before the others are still awake. So this might be a time where he goes and checks off something else like music. He loves his piano app. We use Simply Piano, and so he might start with that in the morning. He'll usually go back to it a couple of times throughout the day because he enjoys it so much. We've only had this app for the 2023 year, and I am so impressed with how far he has come with his piano practice, and that really shows me that this would be something worth investing in the future, getting him a teacher to really help him to develop the skills more if the app ever seems to like come to a standstill with him. So he might do that in the morning. He might do his independent reading in the morning. I have a video about the books that we chose for his independent 4th grade reading. Then after everybody is up and has read, we will do family devotionals. Currently, we're going through the book of Ephesians. And then we do World Watch News as a family as well. That is while my husband is still here in the morning, so he gets to participate in those things too. One of the reasons we homeschool is because my husband works a lot of nights and weekends, so he is actually able to stay home a couple of mornings throughout the week with us. So this morning was a little different. Typically after our World Watch, we would do helping hands, and everybody would pick up some kind of chore to do, whether that's emptying the dishwasher, putting away the clean dishes, taking out the trash. That's something we do to help each other out. This morning, however, my husband had some extra time to help him with a project that was going along with our theme in Go Global. Now, Go Global is actually primarily used for like a kindergarten and 1st grade level. It's going through different continents. I actually have a video on it. I'll leave it in the description below. But we've been using this to kind of outline what we are going through for our fall semester, and to make it a little bit more my 9-year-old's age level. There are lots of actually suggestions in the curriculum, but then I know what my son needs to learn about. And so this morning he worked on graphing with his dad, plotting out our property and then finding where the trees are on our property. And then throughout the week, he and I are going to be going out and identifying what those trees are. And this goes along with our Antarctica theme that we are on with explorers and discovery. So I also pulled out this book from our stash. It's the Usborne Lift the Flap. He has opened this several times, read parts of it to his brothers, and then yeah, he's just able to kind of go deeper into that than what I am doing with my 5-year-old. So this curriculum is really highly adjustable, and I appreciate that about it. So another thing with this approach of using Go Global, which is geared towards my younger son, my older son is still learning. He's reviewing a lot of things. We are going deeper into things, but it's also giving him the freedom to explore more of his interests. So his friends recently got go-karts, and we have been doing research, learning more about the mechanics of go-karts. He has this research book that I got him to be learning about something that's more of his interest. So he wanted to learn more about edible plants. So this is a morel mushroom, and then he's writing his facts over here that he's learning about them. And we are actually taking this watercoloring course through Dwelling Logs. You can get 50% off by checking out this link here and using my code It is such a great course. And so like once a week or every so often for his handwriting, I'll say, bud, go work on your book, your specific topic that you're learning about, expertise book. And so he'll go do some research and dive into that a little bit more. There's something else I feel like he's been really interested in lately. But this allows him that opportunity to learn more about these things, to dive deeper, to practice some other skills. So I've really enjoyed that. Even though, yes, Go Global is geared for a younger age, it's given him so much freedom to even be like helping teach his brothers things, to be reading to them about these different topics. And I think it's working out really great. So typically we cover this after like that helping hands. They'll go and play and then come back. We'll do our Go Global lesson. Maybe that's when we'll start doing some of our Spanish review. Also, this year we are using simple languages and we're just kind of getting into this. I do have a review about it, but on Thursdays, we're also going to be going to like a co-op where native speaking mom is going to be introducing the kids to Spanish and speaking to them in Spanish while they go through games and songs and play. And it's set up very similarly to simple languages. So I love that that is going to be part of that. I am pretty nervous about Spanish, so I get really hesitant with it. It seems like an ideal curriculum for us to be using, and I'll have to do a review later on when I know more if it's actually successful for us. After this, the kids will run off and play while I prep lunch. I love breaking up our subjects and our day with having some playtime. Maybe going outside might be something they check off at this point too. They might do their reading during this point, or they're usually playing Legos because that's what they love to do, or building forts. There was a giant fort back here earlier. Then after lunch, we will continue on. This might be when we do our journaling, our spelling. For spelling, we love all about spelling. I take it really slow and gentle. Here is a video about our approach to spelling. For handwriting, I hope that's a video coming out really soon, but we loop our handwriting topics. This might be where he's practicing his memory verses or writing a letter to encourage a friend. But I do love having these journals for them to be filling out because it tracks our progress throughout the year. And then also is like this important thing that we're not just throwing away. We keep it. Like, your handwriting is important and it's easy to incorporate into our daily lives. Journaling is a healthy thing to be doing and a habit to have. So I think that that's really easy to have here. Of course, we have to have math. And what I have found to work great for math is these Life of Fred books. They are so fun to read. And honestly, they cover some deep topics. Like, I mean, my son's already been introduced to some things in calculus, some things that that blow my mind that I am not familiar with. But they're introduced to those. If you want to go deeper than like have them memorize their multiplication facts, it's not busy work. There's no worksheets to do. There are like a couple of questions at the end of each chapter, but you kind of have to take that part on yourself. So we introduced a lot of games through this. I showed a lot of the games that we got that will deal with fractions and decimals in this video here. And then that will be the next book actually, because he is finishing up the elementary series of Life of Fred. And while he is still kind of reviewing as I go through them with my younger boys as well, he hears a lot of those going on. He's going to be taking on this fractions book too. And that's probably where we're going to settle for this 4th grade year. A lot of review, a lot of depth in practice, and then this fractions book also. Throughout the summer, we've been able to go outside a lot, but we live in Minnesota where it is cold, and so we need something to keep us active, and I found Form Fitness. This is so cool. Actually, they found me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing their curriculum. I was really excited and interested, but you guys, it is So perfect. It is a health curriculum. So every time that you open it up, you're gonna get a health lesson where they talk about how your child was created and designed and made for movement. And this isn't just like bodybuilding or running the fastest, but talking about functional fitness. And so they get a health lesson, then they do like a warm up, their exercise, a cool down, and then there's a quiz at the end, which will keep a grade for your child as well. I think this is super great. My boys really enjoy it. I do it with them, so this is where I'm getting in some of my fitness too. You can use my code, Family Style Learning, and get 15% off. And once you own it for a lifetime. So yeah, it's over $100. I don't remember exactly, like $150, I think, but you own it for forever. And your kids are gonna be able to like redo this, come back to it. It's cheaper than a gym membership. I am so thankful for this. I'm so thankful that they reached out. We are using it, and we will continue to use it as the snow comes. We'll be using it a lot more. Go check this one out for sure. Okay, well, I also believe that our kids need to be working with their hands and being creative. It builds a lot of confidence in our kids. One thing that my son is doing this year is embroidering planes throughout history. So he's starting with the Spirit of St. Louis. It's kind of out of order actually, but that's just how it worked. So we have the patterns, and then hopefully when he is done, we will have just a ton of the planes throughout history, and we will make a quilt from that. But I expect that this will take quite some time. He's also been dabbling in some leather work. That might be something that he's getting for Christmas a little bit more too. So yeah, creating something. Personal hygiene, it's something we have to remind our kids about. Drinking lots of water and encouraging someone continuing to work on those character skills too. Here are some of the videos that I referenced here that you might want to go check out next. There's a ton of things down in the links. If there's anything you would like to see videos done more on, let me know. I would love to cover that for you. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Bye-bye.